We wanted women and children going to games. We wanted them loving baseball. We wanted them playing baseball because, I don't know if you know this, women are the decision makers. Hey, what are we doing Saturday night? Honey, you want to go to a game? No, not really. All right, I guess we're not going to a game. Sweetheart, do you want to go to a game? I love baseball. Hell yeah, let's go to a game. That's literally what we talk about in owners' meetings. We got to get the women liking baseball because they make the decisions in the family. Now, of course, are we talking about the nuclear family, totally, a bunch of octogenarians talking about it? Yeah. Every stereotype possible? Yeah. But listen, we're not the only industry. Every time you see a commercial, every time, other than the ED commercials, although those could be for women too. Hey, I slipped that in your coffee. It's Friday night. So trying to build your audience by getting more women to appreciate baseball and to play sports and to play baseball, that's a goal. Same with children. You want children playing baseball. The youth initiative that Rob Manfred started when he became commissioner over 10 years ago was to fill the pipeline. The pipeline that you've heard me discuss when people are all the way at the top of the pipeline going to 81 games a year at home. Those are the crazies. God love them. All the way down to the bottom of the pipeline where someone has some sort of idea that there's a baseball team in the city and they may have played a game, but they can't remember and can't name a player. That's the bottom of the pipeline to the top of the pipeline. And you're constantly moving people through the pipeline. The thought is when you've got children who play baseball, who love baseball, either they're going to grow up and be major league players, or they're going to grow up and want to be ticket holders. They're going to be moved up the pipeline. So Major League Baseball spends a lot of time talking to the owners about ways to fill the pipeline, about ways to improve the demographics of those watching the sport and engaged in the sport, ways that you can make people younger so that you don't age out and everyone croaks and that's the end of your fan base. So yesterday, I got there, Coca. Yesterday, Major League Baseball announced that they were making an 8-figure investment. That's a fancy way of saying $10 million. 10 and then 000 That's when we say, oh, that's an 8-figure guy. Now, it could be 99 million because that's 8 figures also. But when you say 8-figure, it means $10 million and $1 for all intents and purposes. Unless you say it's a high 7-figure deal. That could be like 8 million. But hey, it's a 7-figure deal. That means $1 million. So MLB is making an 8-figure investment into something called Athletes Unlimited Softball League. Does that sound familiar to anyone on this show? Kim Ang, do you remember that? Do you remember when she was the GM of the Marlins, but not really the GM because Derek Jeter was doing all of it, and she's far more of an administrative person, and that's how that went, but no one wanted to hear it because she was the first female GM who was being on the cover of magazines and on national news, and it was great for baseball. Anyone recollect this? Well, her job now is to work and to run basically this league. She's the commissioner of this league, Athletes Unlimited Softball League. Here's the thing about Athletes Unlimited Softball League. It doesn't make money. Fledgling would be one way to describe it. Very little chance of success would be another way to describe it. Needing a capital infusion would be yet another way to describe it. Baseball is the recipient on a daily basis, multiple times a day, of the following email. Dear Commissioner Manfred, it would be great if you would consider investing in my business. I've got something that you're going to love because we're all about baseball. We're all about building fans. We're all about analytics. We're all about getting women. We're all about getting children. We're all about making the game smarter, better, faster. Every day, proposals come in, just like they do to anyone who has money, any big company, because they're looking to make investments. They're looking to make strategic investments. There's a pool of money that the owners and the commissioner, through the commissioner, set aside for growth of the game. That leaves a lot of open interpretation for the commissioner and the commissioner's office. because I could argue that coming up with a better way to, what's it called? What Garrett Cole has. Oh, come on, Coca. I can't even. The sticky stuff. Spider tack. Way to go, Coca. You are locked in on a Friday. Loving it. 12 more minutes. You got this. Baseball coming up with spider tack and companies coming to them saying, hey, we've got an alternative to the sticky stuff. It's going to be really good for you. Just give us a mid 8-figure investment. That's really all the AUSL did, the Athletes Unlimited Softball League, is they gave a proposal to Major League Baseball saying, why don't you buy part of our business? Because we need funding. We can't borrow any money from the banks. We have no investors who want to come in, and this would be a strategic investment for you. This would offer an opportunity to get women playing baseball, get women interested in watching women playing baseball, therefore getting women interested in buying your tickets and engaging with your teams. Because women's sports is having a moment. It's one of my favorite things that people in sales do when they're trying to raise money for their company, when they're trying to sell something. You always say, hey, this is having a moment. A lot of things having moments at any particular time, right? I agree that women's sports is having a moment because we keep being told that. We keep being told that the valuations of franchises are going up. We keep being told that leagues are sprouting like weeds in a field. The thing about starting a league and having a league is not a lot of them survive. Even fewer of them are profitable. Getting any sort of distribution, getting any sort of basically your foot in the ground with sales and tickets, anything is very difficult. And this league is no exception. While it is true that Major League Baseball wants to take advantage of, quote, this moment, that's not why they made this investment. They made this investment because it gave them the ability to do this sort of release. It gave them the ability to talk on national talk shows about how they're supporting women's sports. They took what could be like a 20% equity position in an entire league. When owners are told about these investments, we are not told that these investments will pay off. When we wanted to find players in India, invested so much money, find me Yao Ming, but in India. All right, we spent too much money on that. We're not going to find a player. See you later. When you put money into companies like this, you have to assume that you're going to hit maybe 5% of the time. At most, you're going to get paid back. But then you get to actually excuse the investment by claiming, well, wait a minute, look at what we've done in this demographic at the big league level. Look at the way we can say that women are now 11% of our audience and not 10. Look at the way we can say that we're in position when we go to sell broadcast rights to NBC or Apple or any of the streamers after they've left ESPN in the dust and say, look at these demos, baby. And we're putting our money where our mouth is by making these sort of investments. It all makes perfect sense. And guess what MLB is going to do? And you heard it the way they released this information. Not only are they taking an equity stake, but Major League Baseball will assist this league in marketing and content distribution. The 4 teams currently in the AUSL, they're going to play in 12 locations, and they're sort of a traveling league in a way the Premier Lacrosse League is. Go listen to our show we did with Paul Rabel this week. It was fantastic. Love doing that. But ESPN is going to broadcast a bunch of games this summer of the AUSL because they need content, and it's not going to be MLB games after this season. They're going to do a bunch of games on MLB.TV because when you own your own network, you got nothing but time, baby. You can put games on and have the opportunity to showcase different demographics. It all makes perfect sense. This sort of strategic partnership is the type of thing that ends up over time. When you do enough of them, you build up not just what you can build up your capital losses in a capital account and you can write it off, no doubt. Or once in a while, maybe twice in your life, you can hit it big and the league becomes a huge success, but it doesn't matter. The focus is on today. And today, what MLB did makes a whole lot of dollars and cents.